Hello and welcome along to another episode of this FM22 One Club story from Hemel Hempstead Town with me, Daniel. It's part 33 of the Tudor Times today, and we are still right in a relegation scrap. There are 10 games to go in the EFL season, and our place in the Football League next year is by no means settled at all. We're just 4 points clear of the relegation zone. We've become draw specialists heading into the run-in, and as you can see from the team news near the top, got a few injury problems as well, so perhaps we're not doing quite so badly in the circumstances. Today, though, we'll be facing Stevenage, who are right in that mix with us. They are the side in 23rd place, that second relegation spot 4 points behind us. And then we face Colchester, who are probably top of the relegation pack. They're 13th, top of the bottom half, but only 4 points above us. 8 points separating half of the league. It's ridiculous. If you're looking forward to seeing if we can stay afloat, if we can stay above that bottom two, please do chuck a thumbs up on the video. Subscribe down below for daily FM22 content from 2 long-term stories. We've also started our cricket series now. You can find that in the eye above. A massive thank you for the support with the start of that one. And we'll be live on Twitch tonight for Europa League watch along, so come and join along for that if you can. I think now, though, with 10 games to go on 40 points after 36 games, we can officially say we're not going to finish mid-table, which is a lot of what you guys predicted in the comments, and fair play. For a long time, it looked like that might be the case, but we have really run out of steam, and we've seen how thin our squad is. So let's go and have a look at the schedule for what's happened since you were last with me. Of course, you were here on deadline day and for the big win against Barrow, where we just started to re-find our form. The new signings came in and made an instant impact, and they backed it up as well on the Tuesday night. We won 3-1 against Salford. Bandera, Turner and Harrison got the goals there. But again, the likes of Egan, Rowe and McDonough played. McDonough in particular having a really good game there at right back. But since then, the goals have dried up, and although we're a bit better defensively, it is just a case of draw after draw after draw. You saw one of the men who was injured, Oliver Turner. We're obviously going to miss him. And Jordan Ibe has been a bit of a loss on the right as well. So against Scunthorpe away, a 0-0 draw. If we could have nicked that, we'd have been in the mid-table mix. That's the difference at the moment. So David Gregory having to be a star there in a pretty poor performance. 1-1 at home to Cambridge, Sedende equalising early in the second half. And then a 2-2 draw away at Crawley, which in the grand scheme of things, I wasn't disappointed with. It was potentially a winnable game, but we were behind twice, we played woefully, and in the end, Paulo Aguas saved the day. So, going into this one, the first games I'm playing in this save since the new update to FM as well, I'm a little bit worried about what might be achieved. What I am sort of pleased about is that we've got a few of those bottom half sides to come. The problem is the last few games of the season are very difficult based on this season's form. And that might be where our form becomes a bit of an issue. So we just want to try and stay unbeaten. Look, if we draw all 10 games, we'll be very unfortunate to go down on 50 points. So staying unbeaten is crucial. Trying to nick the odd win is crucial. But the most important thing against Stevenage today, the side occupying 23rd, is do not lose. Don't make that gap closer. We won't go into the game with the intention of trying to play for a draw, but we won't complain if that's the outcome at the end. Let's have a quick look at the transfers, because obviously those of you who missed the last episode will have missed deadline day. Those 3 signings have been instrumental in our form last month, and they have made a big difference to the dressing room, the morale. They've lifted the dynamics at the club, and now everything's looking pretty good. Oliver Turner, at the moment, still refusing to sign a new deal. He's wanted. He was out injured. There's not much I can do about it. So let's go and crack on with the first of today's 2 games. And just hope. If we can nick a win and a draw, or even a win and a defeat, if we beat Stevenage, I'll be happy with this episode. Let's see if we can. We'll be back in a moment for the lineup. Now, the problem we have at the moment is a lot of fatigue and a few injuries, which is leaving us a little light, particularly in attacking areas. You can see Sedende is too shattered to play today. Rowe, not close enough to be involved. Even Egan's not quite fit, so he's on the bench. I've had to put a keeper on the bench, it's that bad. In the lineup, we've still got the likes of Davey and Fernandez, who are both tired, but it is a decent squad. What we've got to hope is that with those changes enforced in the middle, we're not going to start to collapse. The lineup we've gone for, though, is David Gregory in goal. Brooks and McDonough the fullbacks, with Kopekwa and Harbottle reunited at centre-half. Haven't played together since those signings at the end of January. Barker's backing in the holding role for Egan. Davey alongside Brunt today. And then Fernandez, Aguas and Harrison the front three. Harrison had a great start to the season when he came into the squad. But he's been lacking fitness, he's been lacking quality. And since then, he's not really scored many goals. He did get one note against Salford, and we'll be hoping he can back that up today. Into the first of a crucial doubleheader, and this is a must-not-lose game in a local derby. So it is 3 changes today with Sedende and the 2 boys that we got in January coming out of the squad. McDonough the only one surviving. Look at the strength of Stevenage's squad. What are they doing in 23rd? When we were there in FM19 in the head coach, they had Luther Wilding. They've got Dan Crowley in the middle, former Arsenal youth player. Gabe Osho drops out of the side today, who's at Luton playing in the Championship in real life. It's really odd. But we're going to get into the first half. We're going to try and focus on us. And the first game since the update, I'm almost not so worried in this save because we were conceding so many of those near post set pieces here. Now we might not be in that sort of vulnerable state as Fernandez gets it on the right early. Don't forget we are 5 unbeaten. Into the byline, crosses to Aguas. Got the brace last time out but forced wide. Back into Davey. Got a chance to turn but the shot's blocked. And it's cleared away by Wilding downfield. Harbottle wins the header though to Brunt. It's not over yet. Fernandez on the right. This is the sort of side that these changes could suit because we were a footballing side. We weren't a big, strong, powerful team. As Barkers gets it into Harrison, to Fernandez. Come on, give us the early goal. Get the confidence up. Here's Fernandez again. Into Harrison. Oh, it's a lovely curling effort. And it's a wonderful save up to his left by the keeper. He tips behind for a corner kick. It could have been the dream start. It could have been the confidence buster for Stevenage. This time we nearly score a corner, but Kopekwa loses out. And Collier will come downfield with it. He goes back to Fernandez. It's finally over. But definitely a positive start. As Brooks has a throw on the left to Davey. He's a little bit tired, but with Turner coming back in the next week or so, I'm not too worried about that. Brunt finds Fernandez though. Overlap from McDonough. Down the line to Fernandez again. He's got 3 in the middle. We're still busting a gut to get in there. Harrison loses out in the air though. Headed as far as Brooks. We are camped in to the Stevenage half. It works its way through, but just too much on it. The keeper smothers. And he's been a busy boy early on. So it's long downfield from Stevenage up to Daly. He holds it up well. Goes back to his man Si in the middle to Mitchell. Through ball towards Daly. He's in 1-on-1. And that's the difference, isn't it? Dominate for 10 minutes. Don't take your chances. And then concede the first one against you. Awful at the back from Hemel Hempstead Town. And honestly, the last 3-4 months, relegation is a real threat. Half an hour on the clock. We've still only seen one counter-attacking highlight for Stevenage, which was the goal. But we just can't take chances. Sedende has a spell of 2 games where he can score. Harrison nicks the odd one off the bench. But if we do stay up, we have to find a striker that improves us. As Davey goes wide to Brooks. He goes down the line to Aguas. No real width at the moment, which is causing a slight problem. Brooks gets towards the byline. Back to Davey. Inside to the edge of the box. Brunt's there. Has to score. Hits the post. Fernandez is off from the rebound. I'm not even celebrating that. How has he missed the first one? He had a third of the net to just pass it into. There's not been much in this game, but we've certainly been the better side, and I don't really know how we're losing. And now Stevenage are compounding the misery. They've got a throw on the left, and every time they come forward, they score. What's that sliding tackle? Who's the number 10? Was that Fernandez? I think it might have been Barkers. They've scored again. He slid into a challenge. There wasn't even a player there. He just slid. Ridiculous. Absolutely ridiculous at the back. We're missing Rowe. We're missing our holding midfielder. And I feel this could be the day that puts us right in the relegation mix. That break goes from 4 points to 1. That buffer's gone. And the 5-game unbeaten run's gone. And what awful goals to concede. Look at the way we're just conceding possession. Dallying on the ball in the middle. And I think Stevenage are going to probably find their confidence out of this. Daly gets there on the edge of the box over the bar. While not a terrible performance overall, one of the worst defensive halves I've seen from this side. We have to do more, but we've not got enough fresh legs. We've not got our first 11 out. And it's not the type of game you want to be missing 5 or 6 players. If you count in the injuries, the likes of Ivan Turner as well, we're missing half of our first team here. And it shows. Only been 3 shots on target for Stevenage, not even 1 on the expected goals front, but they've scored everything they've touched. Let's go and make a couple of changes because there's some tired legs out here. We tried to stay fairly strong, but we might as well now just go for fresh legs. So Aguas off for Joseph, McDonough off for Hewitt, and in the middle, Davey will be replaced by Bandera. I don't see any positive outcome from this game, but we have to try it. We're going attacking, we're going to demand more from these lads, and we're just going to see if we get a reaction, because staying in the Football League is imperative. But it's all Stevenage now. The confidence is back. And this is what happens if you give a side silly goals and you don't take your chances. A team that's lacking in confidence can suddenly look like world beaters, because Stevenage, we said it pre-match, they've got a great lineup. The issue is they've been losing games. They've been struggling. And that just knocks the morale in the club. Now, they're passing it around like a top 7 side. Carter gets to the byline on the right-hand side. Crowley's on the edge, who scored the second goal. If I remember rightly, he's very short, and he scored the header for the second. Into the back post, Harbottle heads away. And now Fernandez has got an injury. Excellent stuff, just what we wanted. Jordan Ives got one, now give one to him. And another free header from across. How has Harbottle got a 7.0 rating? Utterly scandalous. Every header that's gone in our box has been missed. And the centre-half's gone up to 7.1 after letting in a third goal. It is ridiculous. Fernandez gets to the byline. Doesn't put the cross in. Finds Harrison. Hits the post. Harrison again hits the post. The second one's blocked. It's back to Brunt. And with 10 to go, it's just not our day. But look at the table. Grimsby doing us a favour. They're down on 38. But we're only 2 points clear. And there's less teams in the way of the relegation zone now. Luther Wilding picks it up at right back. Oh, I just feel this is the start of the collapse. I'm really concerned about the goals we've conceded. We're doing better from corners, but all the open play crosses are still going in as Brooks finds Barkers. He goes back to Bandera, in towards Elliot Hewitt. It's overhit though, it's not a good cross. Fernandez gets it to the byline. Deliver the ball. Joseph's up. Misses the target. Very similar position to the goal scored by Stevenage. And we can't take it. 3-0, comfortable victory. And that is a big worry looking ahead to the relegation fight. 5 games unbeaten. You saw the first of them. Last time on camera against Barrow, we looked fantastic. But the confidence has gone. I don't know why I listened to their team talk, because we're in big trouble. Thankfully, Grimsby lost their game. Crawley in the 94th minute doing us a favour. So now we've got a 3-point gap. But if we play like that against Colchester, we will be losing very heavily. We have an additional problem too, because look at the fitness in this squad. There's just no legs left. And we're in a position now where we have to ask, do you want no training? Or do you want to have a trained side that can't run? And I just don't know what to go for, because we've tried both in the past and it hasn't worked. I'm going to take the approach of before the playoffs last year, where we just rested everyone. So we're going to give them all 2 days off. Hopefully Tuesday will be an improved performance, because not much rest before Colchester. Right, I was going to say back to home comforts, but we've not even got that, have we? We're playing over 10 miles away at Kenilworth Road. Crucially tonight as well, though, Grimsby in 23rd play Scunthorpe, who are directly above us. So either Scunthorpe are pulling away and making this a 5-horse race, or Grimsby are getting up level on points with us if we don't win. And don't forget, if you look at that table there, we've got the second worst goal difference in the league. So bar Barrow, no one's going behind us on that. Let's go and get to the team selection and see who's fit. We've rested as many as possible, but Kapekwa still not made it. Fernandez not fit after the injury, and even Carson's got a knock too. So we are a few players down. I've got some decisions to make. I'll be back in a minute once I've made them. Okay, some positive news in that Kobe Rowe's back in. He's been crucial since he joined. He's officially the best centre-half at the club as well. McDonough stays fit at right back, as does Brooks on the left. And we're able to put Sedende in up front. He's been in good form recently. Harrison's going to have to play still on the right because we've got no other options. And Oliver Turner's back in as well, limited to 75 minutes. But if you look at the star ratings, Rowe's the best centre-half. Turner's the best centre midfielder at the club. And Sedende's the best striker. We've got all 3 back in. That should be positive. Will it be enough? We'll find out in a minute. Let's go and see how many changes it is in full. 4 changes. Fernandez enforced injury. He would have started otherwise. Davey, Barkers and Kapekwa out. And then Rowe, Egan, Turner and Sedende, the 4 that come into the lineup. This is a game now that's not a must not lose. It's a must win. It's one of the few games I look at between now and the end of the season where I think we've got points in us. And I've just seen a name that has scared me. Anyone remember season 2? Brian Ifeanyi was scoring goals galore on loan for us. And we've made Colchester a Football League player. He's going to be out against us today. And you can just tell it, can't you? It's the type of game where he's going to come back to haunt us. Hemel at home to Colchester. Please let us get a result. Well, it's been a very quiet 40 minutes. Not only is it goalless here with no highlights till now, there's only 1 goal across the 6 games at the moment, which is bizarre. It's chipped up downfield to centre mid, through ball to the striker in Ironside and Kennedy to Scott. Back to Kennedy again. He goes up to Chivers, not again. Oh, first chance every time. This is ridiculous. I'm not going to give too much away from both saves, but I have played 7 games now since the update. And in 6 of them, I've conceded the first highlight against us. It is frustrating. It's been an even game. But again, the added ruthlessness and the poorer defence is what's getting found out. And yes, we can keep saying we've been unlucky. We can keep patting the lads on the back. But eventually you've got to take chances. And eventually you've got to defend crosses or you're going to be caught out. It was a well-worked goal this time. It's in from the right again. That's atrocious. Every goal we're conceding is the same. And I'm doing so much work on it in training that it's just blowing my mind. And I know we didn't get to work with some of this 11, but I don't think we're staying up. I really don't see how, unless we get one of those Barrow games again where the switch just flicks, I don't see how on current form with the 11 we've got we stay up. Unless we can get one up in games and just go really dirty and defensive. As Brunt gets the ball back to Rowe. Into Egan. We're trying to play positively now. Sedende finds Brunt again to Turner. To Aguas. He's got an overlap, but instead goes wide. The fullback's not committing. Aguas puts a wonderful ball in. That's how Colchester scored their second goal. But nobody goes in and attacks it. As Brooks comes down the left again, he's got a chance to cross. Brought down by Ifianyi, and he is doing us a favour. Brian Ifianyi sent off after 57 minutes. He clearly wants us to survive, but is it early enough? As Brooks comes down the left, can we make something of it now? Goes towards the byline, delivers in a cross. No one's attacking it again. Just jump, please. Brunt from the edge of the box just over. Why are our attacking players not attacking crosses? That's where almost all of our goals have been coming from. Is it one of those now in the update where whipped crosses don't work and we've got to float them? Because that looks like what a lot of theirs are, floated to the back post. Maybe that's what we'll try, but we're going to have to make changes. Ellis Harrison's the best player on the pitch somehow. I'm not sure from the highlights we've seen what's caused that, but Scott Egan is going to come off on a yellow card. Oshieng on for him. On the left wing, Joseph for Aguas again, and then Turner we're going to have to bring off because he hasn't got 90 minutes in him. Teddy Davey will be the replacement. We're staying positive for now. We'll go attacking soon, but I just want more. I want someone to attack the ball. Grimsby are being held at the moment, which is a positive. They're only getting to within 2 points, but the other two sides potentially could overtake us in this midweek. And I don't think we've got an answer. It's just a sudden loss of form. It's that thing, isn't it? You turn FM off when you're 5 games unbeaten, and now look what's happened. 3 minutes of stoppage time. We've had 20 shots, and we have not scored a goal. The expected goals is over 1. Colchester's is under 1. But it finishes 2-0 to the visitors. It's a pattern that is becoming worrying. It's becoming familiar. And it seems like now we might have to do it dirty and pick the best FM tactic rather than the best tactic I'd like to play. So 2-0 to Colchester. A relegation scrap is ensuing. And we are going to tell the lads we are deeply unhappy. We haven't even got a week off. That's the problem. Another game in 4 days. A big furious run in now. And I just hope that that rocket we've given the lads will prevent this, what we had in January, 6, 7, 8 games without a win. Because we've got to start soon. Chesterfield away next in the playoffs. It's going to be a difficult run-in, but we will be back for the final 2, unless there's anything more important in the meantime. Gillingham at home, fighting for the playoffs on the penultimate day, and then away to league leaders Accrington on the final day of the season. Might not be a bad thing. If they've already won promotion or won the league, they might be resting a few, and that could give us an opportunity. Hopefully, Jordan Ibe will be close to back then. Whether he's fit enough to help us out or not, I don't know. But if you're looking forward to that and you did enjoy seeing us get beaten, please do put a thumbs up on the video. Not good for me, not enjoyable because I've got to go and rework everything we've done over the last 2.5 years. But I'll drill into the data hub for the last couple of games and hopefully find a solution with the new FM update. What it does mean for you guys, though, is that we've got a fascinating relegation scrap on our hands. Let us know down in the comments if you think we'll survive it, or if you think we are going to go back down to the National League at the very first attempt. And if you want to stay up to date and see more from the channel, subscribe down below and turn that notification bell on. We've got daily videos from FM22, the head coach back tomorrow, followed by this one in a couple of days' time. And of course, you can see Cricket 22 as well. The playlist up in the eye above, and keep your eyes peeled for 3 new videos a week for the next few up till Christmas. But a massive thank you for watching as always. It is greatly appreciated. I hope you can join me on Twitch tonight or tomorrow for live streams. We always have a bit of light-hearted fun over there. and I'll see you next time for the relegation deciders, as Hemel Hempstead are right in the scrap. Will it be League 2 or National League next season? I'll see you next time to find out.